are in the Fruška Gora National Park in the north of Serbia, just outside of Novi Sad. And we've just found out that it's actually one of Serbia's most prominent wine growing regions. There's these beautiful vineyards all over the hills here. It's really lovely. So we're just on our way to try and find Ledenico Jezero. It's this beautiful little swimming lake in the heart of the national park. Let's go check it out.
Well, we thought this was a proper swimming lake, but apparently it's just an abandoned quarry of some kind. Don't fancy my chances on that. Well, that was an anticlimax. Can't get into the bloody thing. It says it's a swimming lake on the map, doesn't it, on Google Maps, but we can't get in.
Probably climb under there.
You probably could. I might be a bit too big.
Yay, you did it.
We made it in. Let's go check it out. Whoa. It's time to get off this thing, I think.
Crazy.
It's a little bit creepy, isn't it?
No?
No? Ah, okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry. Ciao. Oops. It's so hard to tell if places are abandoned or not out in the Balkans, but at least he was friendly enough. He didn't kick off us or anything, and neither did the dog. So we got out pretty safely.
Just shows that things are not always what they appear on Google Maps, are they?
I guess all that barbed wire was trying to tell us something, and the private property sign. Oh well.
We've just managed to find our favourite food in the Balkans. Nice, fresh, hot burek. Heaven. Morning. We've just woken up in this beautiful little valley, which is not far from Lake Jablanica. Don't really know how to say that. We got here last night when it was dark, so we didn't really get to see the view, but it's turned out to be a really lovely spot.
So we seem to be deep in the heart of rural Serbia now. It's beautiful here. All of these buildings kind of seem abandoned around us, you know, and there's a lot of gravestones here as well. So I'm just wondering if that was because of the war they had. I can't be certain there. We really want to stop and chat to these villagers in these tiny little hamlets, but obviously we can't speak Serbian, so it's a little setback. But when we meet up with this guide, we're hoping we can go up into the mountains and do just that. But this is really cool, so we'll just show you some of the buildings and drive to our next destination.
Serbia is that it actually has one of the fastest declining populations in Europe and maybe even the world, with an average age of 43. Many of these villages that we're driving through at the moment and all across Serbia have been so depopulated that all that remains are just a few of the elderly people, and that's basically all who we've seen in this driving through. It's quite surreal to think about, really. The whole Balkans are suffering from population decline because everyone's migrating west to find more work because there's just not much money here. It's really sad to see.
Oh my god. I'm just going to go and do a little recce, see what it's like. I really want to go there, but that road is not good.
Struggling. It's going well so far, just don't stop.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Now.
Whoa! What are we doing? Oh dear. Oh, slowly, slowly.
What happens to the road up there?
Oh my god, where did it go?
I think it should be alright.
Yeah. Whoa. As is usually the case in the Balkans, it's not whether you're allowed to drive the road, it's whether you can drive the road.
We're admitting partial defeat. We're just going to park up in this little corner we found. Maybe have a walk up there instead. This van's still got to last us a few months yet.
After a peaceful night's rest, we had to make our way back down the same steep, bumpy hill.
Where does the sat nav want you to go?
Left.
Up there?
Up there. I'd rather take the middle road.
Yeah. Doesn't look too bad. It's becoming increasingly clear to us that rural Serbia does not have tarmac roads. It's quite a luxury to find a tarmac road. The roads we're driving on now are just about manageable without a 4x4. If it was raining today, we would be totally stuffed. In fact, it is going to be raining tonight, so we need to get the hell out of it before we do get totally stuffed. We're on our way to Uzice now, which is about 50 kilometers away still, and I'm pretty sure the roads are not going to improve until we get to the city. It's good fun though. This is kind of what we love about the Balkans and what we've really been craving, but we don't want to get stuck out here tonight because we've just got no food and very little water. Abandoned. It's got windows missing. Well.
This is the first village we've seen in ages that actually has a name. I think we're in Parman, and there's just an abandoned school here. Really old building, and then another slightly newer looking building that's also abandoned, and all of the houses around here are abandoned too, apart from one we've seen with the smokestack coming out the chimney. It's just surreal to see all these empty villages. It's so sad. Today we're going to check out the Canyon de Requedentie. I'm probably not pronouncing that right at all, because we've done a bit of digging and we think there might be a hot spring down in the canyon by the river. Don't know how hot it is, don't know where it is, but it's going to be an adventure to go and find it. And we can park here. Excellent. Oh, it's beautiful.
So it's just that bit you're not allowed to go on?
Yeah.
Nice one. We made it.
Hot Springs. Wow, they've made this area really nice. There's the pool, there's all these lovely flower beds here, some picnic benches, changing rooms, and this beautiful river running through the canyon behind us.
Oh yeah, they look murky.
Oh, it's a frog. Oh, it's warm.
Is it?
I say warm, it's warmer. Oh, look, can you see the frog?
Yeah. You fancy sharing a bath with him? Okay, we might have got a little bit overexcited when we saw this place. I wouldn't exactly call them a hot spring. I wouldn't even call it a warm spring. But it's something. It looks nice. And I think Lucy's going to go in for a dip. And I'm probably just going to sit and watch, to be honest.
Not warm, not cold. Well, that was actually one of the warmest washes I've had in a while. It's mostly been rivers and lakes up until this point, so even though there's a bit of algae in there, I'll take that. They measured the hot springs, and the larger, nicer looking one is only 12 degrees, but the one I went in is 26, which is not too bad. There were, however, a couple of Serbians laughing at me from the top of the cliffs. They must think I'm mad.
After a refreshing bath, we headed for one of Serbia's hidden gems in the far west of the country, Tara National Park.
Wow, what is this track? What happened to that building?
All of these buildings are
They're all wonky. Do you reckon it's subsidence?
oh my god.
I mean, that's pretty bad. Oops. All the buildings are wonky.
What has happened?
Whoa. Well, we've just taken a bit of a wrong turn trying to find somewhere to park up around the lake, and we've ended up in something that looked like a village on the map, but is in fact lots of brand new houses, but all slanting at ridiculous angles downwards towards the lake. I don't know what's happened here. Maybe it was an earthquake or a flash flood, but they've all been left abandoned despite the fact that they're brand new, and some of them are even being held up by cables so they don't just slide all the way down.
Place does not make any sense, but we're going to try and do some digging online and try and find out what it is so we can explain it to you and ourselves. It's so surreal walking around here. No two buildings are the same angle. It's devastating actually. And they're really beautiful cabins, a lot of them, just totally destroyed. Everything's still left out on the tables outside, and in the windows it looks like they've just abandoned them, just like that. Crazy.
The landslide at Donji Mandici occurred when the nearby hydropower plant suddenly drained over half of the water from Zauvine Lake in April 2019. The lack of water pressure then caused the banks of the lake to collapse, causing the land and the houses on top of it to slide down the hill. The residents were forced to quickly evacuate their homes, many of them newly built, and within a few days the landscape was changed irrevocably. Elektroprivreda Serbia denied all allegations, stating that the draining of the lake was within legal limits. It was surreal to see the damages hydropower plants can cause with our own eyes, a big problem that is occurring across the world right now. Dammed rivers are killing wildlife, contributing to climate change and displacing people from their homes, as well as destroying beautiful natural landscapes forever.
I can hear some meowing coming from these bins. Where are they? Hello.
Where is it? Hi. Hi. Let me help you. Let me come and get you. It's okay. Oh. Want to take her? Oh my goodness! One at a time, one at a time.
Taken a little bit of a gamble. We've just driven down this really steep hill. It's muddy and it's gravelly and it's very slippy, but you know what, I think we've got the best possible location on this lake now. So the sun's kind of gone from where we are, but when we wake up tomorrow it's going to be bloody gorgeous here, and we're going to get some really sweet drone work so we can show you the whole beauty of this area. It's absolutely incredible, and you know what, it's really clean and tidy. There's no rubbish anywhere. Way to go, Serbia. This is how you do national parks. Made it!
Made it! Look at that view!
Insane view.